What is crying? Are you one of those people who believe that a strong person is the one who cries, get up, and fight again? Do you agree at the saying that a strong person is the one who doesn't cry? Why do people think that crying is a sign of weakness? Are you one of those people who cry easily? Imagine a person holding tears back so that people see him or her as a strong person. Being an emotional person and may be called the crybaby or the weak, who doesn't know how to keep himself together is not easy. But is crying really a bad thing? Are you one of those people who thinks and suppress your tears because you think that crying is only for kids? To know the answer, let's talk about this later. Let me tell you a true story of a girl. Her whole life had been an easy crier, a girl that is tired to hear from other people this word. Stop crying because it won't help you. Then she answered, crying helps me to feel better and to do better. It's a relieving pain that can help me to improve my mood. When the girl is done at crying, she felt refreshed and she was more positive in continuing her task. She felt better, so since then, she occasionally let herself tear up because her spirits get clogged quite easily. Also, she cries when she's happy, she cries when she's sad, she cries when she's sharing something, and she would tear up about sad movies, and even small things can make her cry too. As the girl got older, people began making assumptions on how emotional she is. In school, her old classmates know how easy crier she is, like she just saw her friend or a classmate crying, and when she knows the reason, she will suddenly start to cry after knowing what her friend or a classmate feel. The girl like her have empathy, which is a greatest skill that allow us to put ourselves in another person's shoes, see the world through their eyes, and feel the way what they feel. She teared up a lot even over insignificant things, and then someone asked her, why do you cry over small things? She did her best to hold back the feelings and tears, but she couldn't just stop the tears from flowing. Hearing those words make her feel that she is so weak that she hates herself for crying or letting her emotions out. She just wanted to stop from crying because of people that underestimating of what she feels. In the house, every time she cried, her brother always telling her that, why are you being so meticulous, cry baby? Also, many people, even her relatives, think that she is weak. People would tell her that she is not strong enough and sensitive. The girl began to suppress her tears every time she wants to cry and tried to look strong outside. But now, she learned an important lesson about it. She doesn't need to apologize for crying in small things or any reasons that can make her cry. She doesn't need to hide it to anyone. When she feels like crying, then cry. The girl realized that why would she say sorry for something that her body does naturally? Crying tells you about yourself and how certain things affect you in certain ways. The more you experience, the more emotions you can better understand, and the more you will learn about yourself and people in general. It may help lift people's spirit and make them feel better. It can help relieve the pain, hurt, disappointments, and all the other things that life can throw to us. Know that it's okay, and know that you're going to be okay as well. Nobody wants to be hurt. Nobody likes to be called weak or cry baby because we all have unavoidable circumstances. Allowing yourself to feel hurt is basically confronting your true emotions and accepting them. According to researchers, crying is the shedding of tears in response to an emotional state, pain, or an physical irritation of the eye. Emotions that can lead to crying include anger, happiness, or sadness, and they believe that crying could reduce stress. It is an excellent way of releasing emotions and processing difficult situations. Cry as much as you want, and don't be afraid to let it out, and don't think of what others will think about you. It's only natural for us to cry because we all have feelings, and sometimes this is the only thing that we can do to feel better. It does not make you a weak person. It's being able to let your true emotions out without the fear of being judged. And it's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you're a human and have feelings beyond what you're told is appropriate to show in public. Emotions are healthy and natural, and we have them for a reason. I think that when people cry, it takes a lot of courage and strength to cry, and they are showing who they really are inside. I find that as bravery, as something to be counted as the one of the person's strength rather than a weakness. Crying is simply a way of releasing all of your built-up stress and worries about a situation. After you have cried and released all of your emotions, you have a clearer mind and can move forward. If you hold all of your emotions inside, you cannot think clearly, and you will eventually overload yourself with stress and worries, emotions, and could even have a breakdown. Though in our society, we tend to view crying as a sign of weakness. We all fear being judged as weak or allowing ourselves to express freely, but those who can cry in front of others less have such fears. But crying is actually healthy for both of your body and mind. If we really accept that tears are our body's way of protecting, soothing, and healing, the more we'll be able to be real to ourselves and accepting of how we process the world around us. Emotional tears are exclusive to humans, and we begin to cry when we are babies, which is a way for us to communicate. When we get older and learn how to speak, we're often told to stop crying. We're taught that crying is shameful and telling us that crying is only what babies do. But still, just be who you are. Even if you're an adult or a child, it's okay to cry. So let it out whenever you want. But if you don't want someone to know that you're not okay and keeping all your emotions to yourself or holding tears back so someone would not notice of what you feel, then I believe that suppressing your tears are bad for your health. Why? Because sometimes too much suppression can lead to a depression that may become a suicide. I am not saying that we should cry about all things, but too much of something is not good. It still depends on the situations, but sometimes it's good to hold them, but occasionally, it is a good idea to let the tears flow and you'll feel better. When you hold all your emotions, the feelings get trapped inside. I'll compare it to a balloon. You can fill it up with air, but eventually, when it gets too much air inside, it will explode. The same concept applies to your emotions. You can only hold in so much sadness and pain and stress before letting it out. You have to release tears or you can break down crying and may not be able to stop. Remember what story I've told you earlier? I will introduce her to every one of you. That crybaby student is now standing in front of you. I learned and I realized that I cry for myself, for my freedom, and because I know the value of my life. I cry because we experience emotion in order to help us better understand our strengths and weaknesses. Emotions are beneficial only if we learn from them. People who cry a lot are not weak. Everyone cries. It's just that some do it more often than others. If someone says that you are weak, they obviously do not know what it's like to be you. We have different level of sensitivity, so don't mind it and accept that not all people will understand you. It doesn't matter if they think that you're weak. If you are afraid of what they think, just remember that you are being strong for not holding your tears back because it actually takes courage to show weakness. If everyone has seen you cry, it doesn't matter as long as you're being you and use it to grow for your own courage. Being able to cry emotionally and being able to respond to that is a very important part of being a human.